Well guys, what a start to the week it is this week, okay? I just put in $70,000 into a brand new growth stock within 5 minutes across 3 different accounts. And if you know me, you know that I don't usually make moves this big into a brand new stock. Usually I'm a little more conservative when I buy in a stock. Might buy $5,000 worth, maybe $10,000 worth, maybe up to like $20,000 worth. But for me to put $70,000 into a brand new stock in this short of an amount of time, it has to be an extraordinary opportunity. But in this market, there are very few, and I mean very few, high growth stocks that actually represent some decent value out there. And I feel like this stock is actually very undervalued, and it's a double-digit percentage revenue grower for years to go in the future, in my opinion, okay? So 3 things I want to cover in today's video. I'm going to tell you about what the stock is, obviously. I'm going to tell you what price I bought the shares at. I'm actually going to show you screenshots of what price I got the shares at here today, okay? Number 2, we're going to talk about why I bought the stock. This is going to be the main part of the video, the bulk of the video. My bullish thesis. Why $70,000 in 5 minutes? Like, that's a lot of money to put in this. I'll go through my full bull thesis. And then the last thing we'll cover in this video here today is how much more am I willing to put in the stock? And I'm just going to tell you, I'm willing to put a lot more money in the stock. And I'll tell you that exact amount, and I'll tell you at what price I'm looking for with this particular stock. And also, I just want to say, don't buy a stock just because I'm buying a stock, okay? It's been an amazing past few years in the market for me, and I've had a lot of home run stock, but just because I've had other successes does not mean this particular stock will be a success, okay? It remains to be seen. So never just blindly buy because I make a video on a stock or because anybody else does, okay? Do your own due diligence out there. Do your own research work. A sustainable strategy is going out there and doing the research work yourself, knowing everything to look for in stocks, not just buying because Jeremy's buying a stock or something like that, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, if you don't mind, smash that thumbs up button. That helps out the YouTube channel in a massive, massive way, and it also lets me know that you guys enjoy a video like this in which I talk about a stock that I am buying, a brand new stock that we've never talked about before. Also, if you're looking to scale your stock market portfolio, first link in the description will help you out tremendously. That'll allow you to apply, hopefully get on a phone call with somebody high up from my team, and we can tell you a bit about a product we have in the market that can help you scale your stock market portfolio, hopefully to 6 figures and 7 figures in the future. That product is specifically for folks that have 5 figures plus already in the market or are looking to invest at least 5 figures over the next 12 months. So that's the first link in the description, all right? Alrighty guys, let's start getting into this. So what stock, what price, okay? Dropbox is the stock, okay? It's a stock trading under $20 a share here today. 1988 at this particular price, okay? I told you I bought in 3 different accounts, okay? First account up here, this is a public account. This is an account for everybody in my private group to see every single move I ever make in that account. So in that particular account, I bought about $15,000 worth, roughly 755 shares there. Cost base is $19.85 on that one, okay? Next account up here, I bought 1,270 shares of Dropbox in this particular account, a little over $25,000 worth. That one's a $19.88 cost basis there, okay? And then I actually just realized here today that I had like 30K just sitting in a Chase, like I guess stock, investment account. Basically, I guess we get like $300 or something like that. It's $300 credit if we put like 30K in this account for like a certain amount of time or something like that. So I figured, hey, if we got that money over there, let's go ahead and invest that 30K. And so I went ahead and did that. It's actually my first move I ever made with this, Chase, investing experience. It's like very okay-ish, okay? That's what I'll tell you about this, okay? But I put 30K, basically that 30K into this stock here. In that one, we're up about $20 so far. So right around, pretty much a cost there. In that particular account, we were able to get 1,505 shares there. So you add up all those amounts, and basically you get about $70,000 I put in the stock, all within about a 5-minute span, okay? Now, the most important thing we're gonna get into now, why, okay? What is my bullish thesis? Why do I think I'm gonna make a lot of money in the stock? Which for me to put $70,000 in one day in a stock, I have to be extremely confident that I'm gonna make a lot of money in this particular stock, okay, this growth stock, okay? So Dropbox, first off, I like to always start out with the business fundamentals, then we'll get into the financials, then we'll get into valuation. That's the way I like to always think about a stock in regards to if I'm gonna buy a stock and why I'm gonna buy a stock. So if you think about Dropbox historically, it's just been for like cloud data, like keeping your files, things like that. A lot of you guys that are watching this video have probably used Dropbox before. If you never do use Dropbox, that's cool as well. I'm gonna try to, hopefully educate you a bit. And even if you've used Dropbox, even if you're a Dropbox customer like I've been for many, many years, you might, find out some new things that they're basically trying to do here today in this video. But they're going from just basically a place where you store files, whether it be documents, photos, videos, anything across the board that you might want to store, to now they're trying to keep teams in sync, and they're basically trying to create the first smart workspace, which is a totally kind of like game-changing thing. And keep in mind, when Dropbox really started to take off in, let's say like the 2008 through like 2011 years, when a lot of people just, finally started finding out about Dropbox and the business started to build, like this was something no one had any clue about. Cloud, putting documents in the cloud, like people just didn't even like understand this concept. Well, some people did, but most people didn't. Let's be completely honest. And the fact that you could access these documents on any computer, it was just different. It was amazing. And I feel like what they're working on right now and what they've been working on the last few years, they just finally launched this product over the past year with this smart workspace. I feel like this is that next kind of game-changing thing where people are like, what is that even? Like, I can't even comprehend what that is, but I feel like this is something that 5 and 10 years out is also going to be like a mainstream thing people really understand on a very high level, okay? So Dropbox today, they're basically a business software company that defies traditional boundaries. They're creating a smart workspace for the world's digital content. But this is kind of the thing I have circled there. This is kind of my big thing with Dropbox. And if I had like an overarching bullish thesis around the stock, it's this right here, okay? Dropbox has a rare combination of virality, meaning it can get the message spread in a big way about what they're doing, okay? Scale and cash generation. There are actually very few companies that work in, this is a company that works anywhere from small business all the way to the enterprise. And even folks that don't have businesses actually use Dropbox. But let's be honest, like most people that use Dropbox, small businesses, mid-sized businesses, and enterprise, okay? But there are very few, let's call them like SaaS type businesses that have that combination, okay? Some might be able to, go viral with whatever they're doing and things like that and get a lot of consumers on, but they might not have the cash generation, okay? Some might have scale, but they don't have anything past scale, okay? And the fact that Dropbox can put all those things together is why I feel this company has a long runway for growth. It's not only an amazing business model now, it's going to be an amazing business model 5 years from now, 10 years from now, in my opinion, actually a much bigger business 5 years and 10 years from now than it is today, okay? 600 million plus registered users for Dropbox, okay? 550 billion pieces of content plus have been uploaded on Dropbox now. That's an incredible number, okay? Over 15 million paying users now, and 80% of the subscribers use Dropbox for work, okay? And remember I told you about that smart workspace. Dropbox is actually building like the world's first smart workspace. People haven't even really started to think about this yet. This is just kind of a whole new way how you can collaborate with team members of a company. And think about this whole move with Rona, right? And people working more virtually, working from home, things like that, right? It's very important that you can collaborate and do things in a pretty seamless fashion. And it's crazy because Dropbox is at the forefront of creating technology that is perfect for this type of environment. And I feel like Wall Street is walking with blinders on in this whole situation, because this is literally game-changing stuff, in my opinion, that Dropbox is working on, okay? Another thing is Dropbox thinks differently whenever they do anything, okay? And I love that about a company. I love a company that just thinks differently than how everybody else thinks, okay? Software playbook. So if you think about traditional like software companies, they design things for IT, okay? The problem with that is not everybody's IT. In my opinion, the way things should be designed is designing things for users, making the user interface very easy to use. So somebody like myself, if you want to know my Dropbox story, it was like 2015, 2016. I was starting my real estate marketing company, which involved a lot of photos, of houses that were going up for sale, videos, doing marketing, drone videos, all those sorts of things, okay? I needed somewhere to put this data so I could give it to my customers and easily send them a link so they can download it and put it on the MLS, Zillow, wherever they need to put these videos on their websites, things like that, okay? And so that's how I became a Dropbox customer, and I'm still a Dropbox customer here in 2020, although I don't have the real estate marketing business anymore, right? And I'm just on YouTube, but I use it all the time to like record different things as far as like voice memos, either for other team members I have on my team or for like things that I put in the Discord chat, things like that, as well as if I still need to store like big documents, guess where we store them? In Dropbox, okay? And the way things are just designed, it's so easy. It's just like, it's so much easier to use than traditional companies that they just design it poorly, in my opinion. Other companies just design stuff poorly. Unless you're, you know, an expert in knowing this technology, you can't learn it in 5-10 minutes. I feel Dropbox, man, you could use this product for 10-20 minutes and you're gonna know what you're doing. Some of these other products in the market, my goodness, they're just not designed well, let's put it that way, because they're designed by companies that this is not their main focus, or companies that are just like, they think everybody's a super genius or something like that, okay? As well as for distribution, okay? A lot of folks do like top-down distribution, whereas Dropbox will do bottom-up adoption, which is completely different, okay? So they're not trying to go to top of funnel, they're going bottom of funnel, working their way up. It's a completely different way than most businesses operate in the space, okay? Traditional playbook, they're walled garden, meaning they just want people using that and that's it. Dropbox, open ecosystem. They like to work with everybody. They like to be friends with everybody, okay? These are huge things, that open ecosystem. Look at this, okay? So first off, Dropbox, you can use it on your phone, tablet, laptop, you know, your obviously your desktop. Anywhere you need to access Dropbox, you can do it, and it's in a very easy fashion. That is huge, okay? They work with everybody, Microsoft, Apple, Android. What's the penguin again? Can somebody let me know what the penguin is? I can never remember what the dang penguin is, okay? Somebody in the comment section that's paying attention knows what the penguin is. Let me know what the penguin is, okay? But look at this. The enterprise apps, the media and design, sales and marketing, project management, content management, productivity, security, communications, all the biggest players in those markets that you would want to work with. This is an ecosystem that Dropbox brings to the table. They like to work with everybody and make it seamless. And especially if you're thinking about their smart workspace, they're very important that they are friends with everybody and they work really well with everybody, if that's going to be something that works out huge for them over the next 5 or 10 years, okay? Look at customer base. So remember, we talked about 600 million plus registered users. About 350 million is what are their potential high-value targets, and they only have 15 million paying users today. And so basically what this circle chart shows is that there's major growth potential for Dropbox just based upon the existing folks they have on their platform. Never mind future folks, okay? When you're talking about 15 million out of 350 million potential targets, I mean, there's a lot of growth there. And then also upsell opportunities to their 15 million consumers as of right now, okay? They have a lot of products that kind of, you know, tier up, and so that's really good for them as well. So there's just tons of growth potential here, like massive growth potential. The new Dropbox, bringing together cloud content, traditional files in one place, brings tools together by integrated with best-of-breed apps, brings people together by transforming folders into rich workspaces. You can kind of get a workflow going straight from the new Dropbox. I mean, you know, what they're working on here is something that will continue to be refined and get better and better, but the strategy, in my opinion, is just on point, okay? This is so future looking. I absolutely love it, okay? And if you think about the type of products this company has launched over the last year or two, they have so many new things they're doing, okay? Dropbox Transfer, easily and securely share large files in folders, okay? Dropbox Passwords, store and sync passwords across all devices, easily sign in from anywhere. Zero knowledge encryption keeps users' data secure. Dropbox Vault, securely store passports, tax documents, and financial statements. PIN code provides extra layer of security. Designate trusted friends and family access to your vault. Computer backup, automatically back up folders on a PC or a Mac. Content is continuously synced and shared to the cloud and a hard drive. Easily access all your content within Dropbox. Dropbox Family. Keep your family's digital lives connected. Create both shared and personal spaces. Support up to 6 family members in one plan, okay? Dropbox App Center. Discover and connect apps to your Dropbox account. HelloSign. This is a big one, okay, in my opinion, because you're thinking about all these documents that are starting to finally move on to the digital world, and companies like DocuSign and HelloSign, I think, are the perfect, they're just in the perfect space, and Dropbox bought HelloSign a while back, and so now there's going to be, seamless integration with HelloSign in Dropbox, okay? Sign, send, and receive documents all without ever leaving Dropbox. Manage an entire end-to-end workflow within Dropbox. HelloSign is now the primary e-signature tool for Dropbox users. This is really big in my opinion, because all these documents that, traditionally have had to be, basically signed by hand, this is all moving into e-sign, okay? Finally, thank goodness, okay? No one wants, a stack of basically, 700 documents you got to print out. It's like, let's just e-sign all this stuff, okay? Deep integration partners. Remember, I told you guys, they work with everybody you want to work with, okay? Companies like Google, Adobe, Zoom, Slack, Microsoft, Salesforce, all these companies, they work well with them. And I think this is really big because not everybody can really get along with all these, big dogs. Let's just call them that, okay? Their Slack integration looks phenomenal. And if it looks this phenomenal already, imagine how well it will be done a year from now, 2 years from now, as they refine things and whatnot, right? You can start Slack conversations right from Dropbox, right? You can share content to Slack from Dropbox. I mean, it's amazing, okay? Their Zoom integration already looks really flipping good, okay? Really good. I mean, imagine as they continue to get better and better and the product more and more refined, but look at how good it already looks. If you're gonna start a meeting, basically, and you wanna show pictures and things like that, like it's done really well. So there's no doubt in my mind that the business fundamentals, the opportunity here is massive for this company, and they will continue to grow this for years and years to go in the future, just based upon looking at the business fundamentals. I am 100% sold on this company, okay? But in order for me to invest my money, I have to be not only sold on the fundamentals of the company, but also the financials and the valuation. So let's take a look at, those other things, okay? Financial highlights. Look at where revenue's gone, basically, year over year, last few years, from 1.1 billion in 17 to almost 1.4 billion in 18 to this past year over 1.66 billion dollars in revenue. And that was 19% year over year revenue growth in 2019. Look at this, quarter over quarter. They just reported their most recent quarter a few weeks ago. $467 million in revenue they reported versus $402 million the previous year's quarter. As far as operating income, massive increase year over year. I mean, look at that, $96 million of operating income in this most recent quarter versus last year, $40 million of operating income. Huge difference, okay? Here they show essentially what they did in 2019 versus their long-term targets. And the last number down there is the most impressive one and the most important one in my opinion, okay? Annual free cash flows, $392 million last year. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's pretty good, cash flow. Just, straight up, like $392 million is impressive, okay? But basically, where this company wants to go over the next few years is getting to $1 billion plus in annual free cash flow, okay? So we're talking about, there aren't a lot of companies out there that can do $1 billion plus in annual free cash flow. And if this company gets to that type of number, I mean, we're talking about massive potential upside in this one. Now, I want to show you guys for a moment here the subscription plans around Dropbox so you guys can kind of understand like how expensive it is and those sorts of things, okay? The Plus membership, that's actually the one I signed up for back in the day, and I think that's the one I'm still signed up for. It's like $120 a year. You get 2 terabytes of storage. Everything is so easy as far as sharing links out and things like that. Like I also have a it's like a Google Drive, I think it's called, account, which is kind of like a competitor to Dropbox a bit, and I can just tell you the experience I have have found from Dropbox versus, the Google Drive, in my opinion, I definitely prefer Dropbox. And that's way before I was ever a shareholder. Like Google Drive, I never signed up for like an advanced program. I just I just did whatever was free, which I think they gave you like, I don't know, 15 gigabytes for free or something whenever I signed up for that. And I just didn't like it in the end. It just wasn't as good as Dropbox for almost anything across the board, in my opinion. So, that's what I'm still signed up for to this day. They have professional plans, standard plans. If you're a big enterprise, they can actually, do you like a customized plan. HelloSign, which was acquired by them about a year or two ago, right? That's the basically, e-signatures and whatnot. That has a bunch of subscription plans. So if you're a business that needs e-signatures, you can get all that done. And they also have some other subscription businesses as well, but that's the main ones there, okay? Think about DocuSign for a moment, right? DocuSign has a market capitalization of $35 billion. DocuSign is the biggest player in the e-signature market, but watch out for HelloSign. That's all I'm going to say about that. Watch out for that. And when you think about Dropbox owning HelloSign, and Dropbox's entire valuation of the entire company is so minuscule compared to DocuSign, it kind of makes you think, either DocuSign might either be way, way overvalued or Dropbox might be massively undervalued. It's one of the two, okay? That's one of the two. HelloWorks has subscription plans as well. It's another product in the market that Dropbox has. And when you look at the stock, it's an $8 billion market cap. $8 billion. Remember, we just looked at DocuSign, which was $35 billion. And here we have Dropbox, which is, in my opinion, the best experience for cloud files, along with a company that's trying to create a game-changing product, which is smart workspace, okay? And then they own a potential big DocuSign competitor called HelloSign. When you look at all those different factors, you kind of say $8 billion? This seems really undervalued for this particular space. And I'm going to show you some other metrics that are just going to kind of, make you guys say, wow, this one's actually a deal and a half in a space that has been very crowded with, companies just going up like insane, okay? Remember, this stock is under $20 a share here today, okay? When it went public, the public offering was at $21 a share. And that particular day, it traded up to $29 a share. That was 2.5 years ago. So I love the fact that I'm getting a company that I love on the fundamental side, I love on the financial side, for a valuation cheaper than when it went public 2.5 years ago, okay? That is massive. That just gives me even more confidence that I'm getting a really, really good value in the stock. And this is why I am moving so fast in the stock. Why I'm putting $70,000 in one day, because I'm getting a steal, in my opinion, on the stock. And I mean a steal and a half. Let's just put it that way. And when I get these type of opportunities in this type of market where it's so hard to find really great deals, man, I need to pounce all over that. Now, something that hurt the stock price here recently was the fact that the CFO is stepping down. He's going back to the venture capital world. And Wall Street just hates it whenever a CFO leaves a company. But this gentleman's been with them for 8 years. He wants to go back to venture capital. I don't think he wants to run Dropbox's, financial matters forever and ever. So he's, so obviously he's going to leave the company over the next month or two, and he's going to go back to the venture capital world, and that's good for him. As far as do I read anything into this? Absolutely not. Wall Street freaks out every time a CFO leaves, and it's like, dude, this guy could probably make way more money in venture capital over there than he's going to make being the CFO of Dropbox, just like straight up, okay? That's just like flat out, okay? So in my opinion, it makes sense for him to honestly go back to venture capital because he'll probably make way more money than he would be in the CFO of Dropbox. There's limited income potential there. Let's just put it that way, okay? Now, as far as the balance sheet goes, over $1.1 billion of basically cash and investments versus no long-term debts on this company. All they have is capital leases. Extremely, extremely attractive balance sheet for somebody like myself. And you guys know I love a good balance sheet. And so when you think about that, right, 8 billion, take off $1 billion, you're really paying like 7 billion for this company. It was already a steal and a half, right? Look at the forward P on this one, a 25 forward P on this one. That's ridiculously low. I mean, in this market and with the other companies that are in spaces somewhat similar to Dropbox, I mean, a lot of those companies aren't even profitable at all, okay? But the ones that are usually trading at forward Ps in the hundreds and sometimes in the thousands. And the fact that this one's trading at a 25 forward P makes me laugh, okay? This is the type of thing that makes me want to buy, $70,000 of stock in one day, okay? And a lot more in the future as well. Price to sales ratio of 4.5 in this space. A price to sales ratio of 4.5 is one of the cheapest I've ever seen in this space, or at least recently. I mean, we're talking about most of the companies in this space, or adjacent spaces, are trading at price to sales ratio of 10, 20, 30. I mean, heck, I saw Zoom one day was trading at a price to sales ratio of, I want to say, like 85 or 80 or some insane number. I mean, there's just a massive difference in correlation between price to sales ratios and 4Ps of these other companies in the space that are nice growth companies versus something Dropbox that will grow 10% plus revenues year in and year out for years and years to go in the future, in my opinion, okay? So valuation, very compelling. Financials, very compelling. Business model, very compelling. That's why I'm bullish on the stock, okay? There's a lot of money incoming to me, in my opinion, in this stock. That's why I bought so much of this stock here today, okay? So that covers the first two pieces. So last thing we got to talk about here in this video is how much more will I buy for in the stock? At what specific prices am I looking for to buy this stock as far as buying more shares, if I'm willing to buy more shares? Well, let's say hypothetically you want to go buy a nice Model X with the nice rims and all those sorts of things and all the little fancy stuff, and you want to buy a Model 3 Performance Edition with white seats and all that little fancy stuff. You're looking at about $160K, okay? And guess what? That happens to be the exact amount I want to buy more in this particular stock. I want to buy about another $160,000 worth this stock, okay? So if you add up, 160,000 potential buy, and then the 70,000 I bought here today, is about $230,000 worth of this stock I'm essentially looking to buy total, okay? That's about what I feel comfortable with, just around $250,000, just under $250,000 in this particular stock. Not really the type of stock I'll build into my biggest position, certainly not, or maybe even the top 3. But could I see this being a top 10, top 7 position with about, $230K? I can definitely foresee something like that happening, okay? Now, what about price, okay? So under $20 is ideal for me. The risk reward at under $20 is just too dang attractive, okay? The chances of stocks under $20 5 years from now, I would say less than a 1% chance, in my personal opinion. Everything's possible out there. I just think there's less than a 1% probability that this stock would be under $20 a share 5 years from now, okay? Under 25 is still good. I will definitely still be willing to buy the stock, even if it's at $23, $24, $25. Still getting extremely attractive risk reward. I mean, the reward potential on the stock is double, triple, quadruple up, in my opinion, over the next 5 years versus risk. Like I said, I can see it being like a 1% or less than a 1% probability. This stock's under $25. It's just very, very low, okay? $30, I'm still getting an okay risk reward, in my opinion, okay? This stock, I believe, is going to be a lot higher than $30 a share. Let's just put it that way, over the next 5 years, based upon the type of things they're doing, where this business model is going, those sorts of things. Obviously, it's if we're talking about $20 versus $30, we're talking about 50% premium, right? 50% premium, and I still feel like I would be good buying these shares even if it was up 40, 50%, okay? Now, if we're talking about $35, $40 a share, then I'm not getting as attractive of a risk reward, in my opinion. Then it's just like, I don't know. Then it's probably just a hold. So if it goes over 30, I'll just end up holding my shares. But as long as it's under 30, I'm definitely willing to buy. Under 20 is obviously loading the boat territory. That's why I did it today. Under 25 is still really, really attractive, in my opinion. Now, let's be honest for a moment, okay? After this video comes out tomorrow, this stock will be up 74,000%, I'm sure. So it probably, I'll probably never get to buy another share of this in my life, and I'll just have to hold my original 70K. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that comedy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you don't mind, smash that thumbs up button. That helps out the YouTube channel in a massive way, and lets me know that you enjoyed a video like this, where I go into my bull thesis around a brand new stock like this one. And also, if you're looking to scale your stock market portfolio, you need to know everything to look for in stocks, exactly how I invest, those sorts of things. Check out first link in the description. Go ahead and apply down there. Hopefully we'll be able to get on a call with you, tell you about a product and service we have in the market that can help you out, so you can, reach the levels you're trying to reach and reach the goals and dreams you want to financially. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.